welcome back to my channel. My name is Darian and today I'm going to be doing a book haul. So I know you might be thinking,
Darian, didn't you just do a book haul like not that long ago?
Yes, I did do a book haul like a little over a month ago, but it's fine. The reason I'm doing this book haul is because these are all the books that I have bought since Christmas with like gift cards and money that I got for Christmas, and my birthday is coming up in a couple of weeks and I have a feeling I'm going to be getting more books for my birthday, so I thought I should do a book haul in between Christmas and my birthday. I don't know. That's just what we're doing today. So if you haven't checked out my Christmas book haul, I will leave it linked up above so you guys can go check out all the books that I got for Christmas. But these, like I said, are all books that I have gotten since then. So yeah, so let's just get into the books. There's not as many books as there usually are in my book hauls. How many books do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's only 11 books, okay? That's not that bad. I don't think that's that bad. So anyways, let's just get into the books. So the first book that I got, I've actually already read, and I recently talked about this book in my January wrap-up, and this was the Winer's book for January. So I feel like I've already spent too long talking about my thoughts on this book. But that book is Lore by Alexandra Bracken. I mean, this is not a wrap-up or anything, but it's no secret that I don't really like this book. I gave it 2 stars. I have a hard time even explaining what this book is about, but I will try. Basically, this book we're following this girl named Lore, and she's living in a world where every 7 years this event happens called the Aegon, and for 1 week all the Greek gods are basically like turned mortal, and so they are being hunted, and if someone manages to kill one of the gods, then the god actually dies and they are able to kind of adopt their power and they become the new god. Hopefully that makes sense. But basically Lore has she doesn't want to be a part of this world anymore, but then because of events that happen at the beginning of this book, she's kind of drawn back into this world. And I didn't really like it very much, but maybe if you like books about Greek mythology and stuff, you will like this. But this book is really beautiful, and it's really a shame that I didn't like the inside of it, but at least it's pretty, so there's that. The next book I got is Criers War by Nina Varela. This book is a YA fantasy, I think, or is it sci-fi? It's either fantasy or sci-fi, I'm not really sure. But I know, oh, by the way, I should have prefaced this book haul by saying that if this is the first book haul you're watching from me, I don't know very much about books before I go into them because I like going into books blind, or as blind as possible. So I'm gonna do my best with these synopses, but if you're looking for a detailed synopses, maybe go to Goodreads and not my channel. But anyways, Criers War, I know we're following a girl named Ayla, who is a human, and a girl named Crier, who is automaton? Or autome? No, that's the plural. Automaton. I don't know, but she's kind of like a robot, I think, and it's like enemies to lovers. But I've heard really good things about it. I know my friend Lisa really loves this book, and hopefully I will get to it soon, but yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely interested, and we love a sapphic romance, so I guess we'll see. The next book I got is so beautiful, and that is Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour. This is actually on my TBR for this month, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it. My reading plans this month have just kind of gone out the window, but this book is really short, so there's still hope. But really all I know about this book is that there's ghosts in it, and that's all I know, but I've heard so many amazing things about this book, and I don't know if you can tell, but on the cover, her eyes are closed, but then if you open it, her eyes are open. So that's just creepy, but like I said, the cover is really beautiful, and I've heard a lot of people really love this book, so I'm really excited to read it, and hopefully I'll get to it this month, but we'll see. Okay, the next book, I am so excited to read this book. It's like one of my most anticipated books ever. I just feel like I'm gonna absolutely love it. I am predicting it's gonna be 5 stars, but that book is Alatsoe by Darcy Little Badger. This book, it's just I'm so drawn to it. Like, first of all, the cover is stunning, and like the naked book is also stunning. And I don't know much about the story. I think we're following this girl named Alatsue, and her cousin is murdered. So it's kind of like a murder mystery, but I think you find out pretty quickly who killed him. And also there's a ghost dog, and also the main character is Ace. That's really all I know about this book, but like, again, I've just heard so many amazing things about this book, and I just really feel like I'm gonna love it, so I really can't wait to read this one. I mean, I can't wait to read all of these, but this one I'm especially excited about. The next book is also a really anticipated book for me, and that is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. This book just sounds so good, and again, everyone seems to love this book. I feel like I have a lot of books here that everyone just loves, but from what I remember, we're following this boy who is trying to prove to his family that he is a real brujo, which I think is someone who can summon people from the dead, but only men can be brujos, and his family doesn't think that he can be a real brujo because he is trans, so he's trying to prove himself to them. And so he tries to raise his cousin back from the dead, but instead he brings back the bad boy from the town back to life. And so they have to work together to figure out what's going on. Something like that. But I think there's a really cute romance in this, and I'm just so excited, and I feel like I'm really gonna love Aiden Thomas's writing. And they have another book coming out, I think in March. That sounds really interesting. So I really want to get to this one, and then I can get to their new book, and I'm just so excited to read this one. I've heard, again, so many amazing things about this book. This was in so many people's like top books of 2020, so I think I'm gonna really love this book. And also this cover as well is so beautiful. So yeah. Okay, so these next two books, I have already read them, but I got Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Princess. I do already own Clockwork Angel, but I have it in the old covers, like the original covers, and I could not find these two books in those covers, so they don't match, which is really sad. And also these ones have like the cool spines, so it would be really cool if they matched. But I really wanted to get these because I've always wanted to own these because I really loved the Infernal Devices series. I think I read them when I was maybe 15 or 16, but I really loved it. And I was thinking of rereading the series maybe this year, hopefully, because I never read The Dark Artifices, and I obviously haven't read Chain of Gold yet. So I was thinking of doing a reread of the Infernal Devices and then reading all the books that I still have yet to read. I mean, not all the books. I'm not gonna read like the short story collections or like that series with Magnus and Alec or whatever it's called, because I don't care about those. But I do want to read The Dark Artifices, and I know I don't think you really need to read this series to read The Dark Artifices, and I definitely do not want to reread The Mortal Instruments because that's just a big commitment, and I don't like that series enough to reread the whole thing. Like, they was fine, but I really loved the Infernal Devices series. If you guys don't know what this is, maybe I should explain, but this is part of Cassandra Clare's Shadowhunters series. She has like 4 different series that takes place in this world, and I don't even know how to describe what a Shadowhunter is, but it's like a really popular fantasy series. I don't know. But yeah, so I did buy Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Princess, so now I can reread the whole series at some point. And I think Clockwork Princess was always my favorite. Also, by the way, I am Team Will. I kind of could not care less about Jem. But maybe now that I'm older, I will have a different opinion, but Will has always been my baby, so we'll see if my thoughts change on that. But yeah, so I got these. The next book I got, I really don't know, like this one especially, I really don't know what it's about, but I got Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. I have heard so many people who have recommended this book to me, and all I really know, just from the cover, I feel like there's magic involved based on like the cards, and it's called Ace of Shades. Like I mean, I don't even really want to read the synopsis, but I've heard the series is really good, and I think the last book just came out, if I'm not mistaken, so I'm really excited to pick this up. But yeah, like I said, I really don't know much about this one, so hopefully I'll like it. The next book I got is A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahara Mafi, and this book, from what I remember, I think this book is about a Muslim girl the year after 9/11, and so she is experiencing a lot of prejudice because of that event, and I have a feeling this is going to be really hard hitting, but I've heard amazing things about this book, and I never read the Shatter Me series, but I have a feeling I'm gonna like this more than the Shatter Me series. Like, this one I've always just been more interested in, and again, Tahara Mafi I think has a new book coming out this year, I think, which is more similar to this. Like, I think it's another contemporary rather than fantasy series, so I am really excited to pick this up and see if I like her writing, but like I said, I've heard amazing things about this one, so I'm excited to read it. Okay, the next book I have is A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer, and this is the sequel to A Curse So Dark and Lonely, which I read last year. Can you see it on my screen? It is, I think, here from what I can tell in the viewfinder. But anyways, I read A Curse So Dark and Lonely last year, and that book surprised the heck out of me. Like, I thought I would find it kind of enjoyable, but I ended up giving that book 5 stars. I really loved it. So I am really excited to get to this one, especially because this book follows one of the more side characters of the first book. We're following Gray, and I love Gray. He was my favorite character in the first book. I love him so much, so I'm really excited to follow him in this book, except I'm pretty sure like the first book follows, oh, I should mention, I keep forgetting to talk about what these books are about, but the first book is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and we're following Harper and Ren. Ren is the beast, and instead of being like kind of permanently a beast like from the, you know how it is in the Disney movie, every winter I believe, I think it's winter, I can't remember, but he's turned into a beast, like, okay, every year, or every season, maybe it's every season, he is given a new opportunity to find a girl and try to get her to fall in love with him, and then by the end of the season, if it doesn't work, then he becomes a beast, and he kind of like loses, what's the word? He loses, control. He kind of loses all control and almost blacks out and just kind of goes on a killing rampage without being really conscious for it. So at the beginning of the first book, the enchantress who cursed him says that this is going to be the last season, so it's his last chance to kind of end this curse. And so enter Harper, who is very strong-willed, and she has a chronic illness, which I thought was really great to see in a fantasy book. And I just really love the first book, so I am really excited about this one. I have heard mixed things about this one, but I am optimistic because it is about Gray, and I love Gray. I will miss Harper and Ren in this. I feel like I heard that they're like in this a tiny bit, but I don't think we get any of their point of views or anything, so I will miss them in this book. But like I said, I really love Gray, and I'm really excited to see where the story goes and to meet the new characters. And also the third book just came out like a couple weeks ago, maybe even last week, I don't know. But I can't wait to read this and then finish the series. Okay, and the final book I have, I am honestly not ready to read this. But I got A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, and well, first of all, I got the illustrated edition, which I feel like when you read this book you have to get, because the illustrations in this book, oh, of course I can't find any, are just so beautiful and so eerie, and I'm a little afraid of this book. Like, can you see? Oh my god, the sun is not helping, but it is so pretty. So yeah, so it's by Patrick Ness, and the illustrations are by Jim Kay, and I know there was a movie also that was adapted from this book, but I know we're following this young boy whose mother was recently diagnosed with cancer, and like I'm pretty sure she dies in this book, like, and he's trying to deal with grief. And there's also like a monster calls, get it? And everyone who reads this just says that they bawl like a baby, so we all know I love to cry, so I can't wait to read this and be destroyed. And yeah, I've heard this is just a really beautiful book, and everyone just gives it 5 stars and has 2 awards, so I'm sure I'm gonna love this, but I will need to be emotionally ready before I read this. So yeah, so those are all the books that I'm going to haul today. It is a bit of a shorter haul than usual, so hopefully you guys like that this video is not half an hour long. But let me know if you guys have read any of these books and what you thought of them, and which of these books should I prioritize and read sooner rather than later. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon with another video soon. Bye!